Good morning, this is Sentinel's RV/GCR Daily Brief. Your daily read on the dinar, the dong, and the whole GCR Truman Vale, and I'm glad you're here. It's Wednesday, July 15th, 2026, and this is the day we zoom out and look at the big picture, so let's do that. But first, quick catch-up from yesterday. Yesterday, we were all watching Iraqi Prime Minister Ali al-Zubaydi's arrival in Washington. He landed Sunday for meetings with President Trump, the Treasury, and State. The chatter was that something significant could come out of this trip, and that the Central Bank of Iraq aligning with U.S. financial institutions was on the table in real time. We're midweek now, meetings are still unfolding, and word this morning is that in the coming hours there will be a reconciliation of views at the central bank level, understandings to benefit the Iraqi financial system. That language showed up overnight. We don't have an announcement yet, but the week's not over. One thing that did surface: Iraq's central bank reportedly issued an order yesterday allowing local banks to pay out dollars in cash again, as long as deposits match what's in overseas accounts monitored by Western regulators. That's being read as part of the transparency push, tighter oversight, getting Iraq ready for the big leagues. So the Washington trip is live and we're watching what comes out of it. All right, currencies, quick passes where the claims warrant it. Dinar, the bulk of the chatter is still tied to that Washington visit. One widely followed voice is saying the monetary reform is trying to get the dinar to parity with the US dollar, 1-to-1, and that after the 10th, mechanisms are coming into effect. Frank 26 is out there saying that when the dinar reaches a 1-to-1 float, the process will be quick, not years, but fast, driven by supply and demand. We've heard quick and any day before, so grain of salt, but that's the thinking. There's also talk that Iran's proxy status in Iraq had to end before any of this could move, and the claim this morning is that takedown is happening now. This is all intel and opinion, we watch it, we don't bet the farm on it. Dong, quiet today, nothing new lighting up the feeds, so we'll keep this short and move on. Zim, also quiet. The Zim chatter tends to track the broader reset claims, but there's nothing Zim-specific worth a segment today. Now let's talk about the story of the day, because this is where it all ties together, and honestly this is exactly the kind of morning where I'm reminded why I built my whole routine around the app. Look at how much we just covered. The Washington meetings, the central bank alignment chatter, Frank's float claims, the Iran proxy angle, the dollar cash rule change. That's half a dozen feeds and we're only 15 minutes into the day. If you're doing this the old way, checking one guru then another, thumbing through Telegram, YouTube, blogs, trying to piece it together yourself, you're spending an hour and you're still not sure you caught everything. The app pulls all of it into one place the second it drops. You wake up, you open it, you're done. And if you've turned on the free custom notifications, it pings your phone the moment it lands. That's the edge and it's free right now. All right, the story of the day. It's this: the thinking in the community right now is that the Washington visit is the linchpin. Prime Minister al-Zubaydi flew in Sunday for meetings with Trump, Treasury, State. The idea holding a lot of people's attention is that Iraq and the US are hammering out a new economic and political partnership, and that once it's announced, the path is clear for the dinar to revalue. The logic: Iraq's been cleaning house for months, kicking out Iranian proxies, tightening the central bank, forcing electronic customs declarations through ASYCUDA to choke off smuggling. All of that is about credibility. You can't join the global financial big leagues if your system is full of holes. So Iraq does the homework, the prime minister flies to Washington, they announce the partnership and the rate changes. That's the story people are hoping for this week. Now, does the evidence support all of that? Partially. The visit is real, al-Zubaydi is in Washington, confirmed. The central bank has been tightening rules, the dollar cash order yesterday is real. The ASYCUDA customs system is rolling out, documented. What's not confirmed is that any of it is happening on our timeline. The chatter this morning says in the coming hours. We've heard coming hours before, a lot, so yes, watch it, but hold it loosely like we do everything else. There's also a claim that some whales on the private side believe that once this meeting wraps, there will be no doubt left whether the RV is happening, and that it could be as soon as tomorrow. We've been hearing tomorrow for a long time. It's possible. It's also possible the meetings wrap and we get a joint statement about trade and nothing about the rate. Nobody truly knows. So we watch, we hope, we keep our heads. One other thread: there's chatter that Indian nation's funding is about 80% done and expected to wrap in the next few days, and that once it does, bonds will follow, then group movements, then redemption announcements. MarkZ has been talking about this all week. If that happens, it would presumably trigger Tier 4B notifications. That's us. Some voices were floating this Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Well, here we are Wednesday morning and I haven't seen anything. Doesn't mean it won't happen later today or tomorrow, but we're holding it loosely. All right, it's Wednesday, so let's pull up the tracking desk and see the whole picture. Here's where we are. July's halfway done and the story this month has been Washington. For weeks, the chatter has been that Iraq is ready, reforms in place, proxies out, central bank tightening, and that the final piece is US blessing. That's what this week's visit is about. So the community's hope right now is pinned to this. The meetings wrap, Trump and al-Zubaydi announce the partnership, and the rate moves. We've been hearing specific timing for a while any day, this week, in the coming hours, so we hold all of it with a grain of salt. Things change, intel evolves, nobody has a crystal ball. But here's what's genuinely new and what we're watching. The Washington meetings are live, happening right now, middle of the week. If something's coming out of this trip, it'll likely be in the next couple days. The central bank alignment talk is new chatter as of yesterday and today. The dollar cash rule from the CBI is real and documented. The Indian nation's funding sequence, if it's real, is supposedly in the final stretch. And there are voices saying notifications could happen this week. So where does that leave us? Watching. The story has moved from Iraq's getting ready to Iraq's in Washington making the deal. Whether that deal includes the rate change, we'll know soon. In the meantime, we stay informed, we stay grounded, and we don't get swept away by any single breathless claim. We've been hearing this a long time. We can wait a few more days to see how it shakes out. That's the tracking desk. Let's wrap it up. Today's Outlook. Watch for news out of Washington. If there's a joint statement, a press conference, any announcement from the Prime Minister's trip, that's what we're looking for. Also keep an eye on the Indian nations and bond chatter. And if you're hoping for Tier 4B notifications, well, you and me both, but don't spend the whole day refreshing your email. Look, we've been at this a while. The waiting is exhausting. But the story keeps developing, and we stay on top of it so we can make smart decisions when the time comes, not because we lose our heads over any day now. We're in this together, and I'll be here tomorrow with whatever's new. Before I let you go, if you haven't grabbed the app yet, today's a good day. It's a free download, free access to most of it, and you can get it right now at GCRSentinel.com. It's not in the app stores yet, but coming soon. For now, the website's the place. Inside, you can track all of this intel in one spot 24/7. Turn on the free custom notifications, and the moment something you care about drops, it's on your phone. You pick what pings you, you ignore the rest. And VIP membership is free right now. Grab it while it is. Coming soon, you'll also be able to send in your questions and I'll answer them right here. VIP member Q&A. All right, that's it for today. I'm Truman Vale. Thanks for spending your morning with me. I'll see you tomorrow.